Good evening, everybody. Hey, this is Albin with Albin Co. It's a very sad day today. We are mourning the loss of a very loved man, and our hearts, our thoughts, and prayers go out to those that know him and those that followed him and were passionate listeners to his shows, and how he's touched many lives and was used in a very powerful way. Again, a very sad day. But my name is Albin with Albin Co. We are here live. This is the House Whisperer Show. We are here to help you with your house needs. Houses talk to us. And we want to hear what you might have going on at home today, or maybe it's a seasonal thing. Maybe you know a certain season's coming up and you are going to experience that noise or that creak or something with the unit that happens every year around a certain time as the temperatures change and the moisture, humidity, or whatever it is that causes it. And you might hear some creaks, and those creaks might not be coming from your joints. Who knows? So we have a special guest here, a part of the Worley Home Services team, Lamont Page. He has been with Worley Home Services for 6 years now, and I met him about a year ago. A very intelligent, knowledgeable individual that knows everything about HVAC systems, and well, he's laughing, so maybe not everything. He's, what any expert out here, I don't know everything. I know a lot. We won't say we know everything. We are always learning ourselves, and things are changing, right, Lamont?
That is correct. One of my favorite quotes is, "He who thinks he knows everything realizes he knows nothing."
Yeah.
So
that's a good quote. Now, I was thinking when I was in college, we would always say, the freshmen come in knowing everything.
Yeah.
Then they become sophomores and realize, hey, maybe I don't know everything.
Yeah.
Get into the junior year and they're like, yeah, I don't really know much. And then you become a senior and you're like, oh, man,
I don't know anything.
I don't know anything. So, but let's go through some introductions here. This is the House Whisperer Show. Is founded by Chuck Worley. He is not here today. He is in Texas. He's got a big event there. Nice. Speaking, not sure the event. I know he told me, and he's going to hate me for not knowing what it was, but he is he's out doing his thing, and we have Jack Keller with Legacy Painting. He's not here tonight, but he does everything paint. If you need the walls painted, the exterior painted, interior, you want some trim work done, you want your deck stained, you want a soft wash on the outside, you want it all, he's got it. You just look him up, Jack Keller with Legacy Painting. Great guy, great team. He's really knocking it out of the park. We have Cindy Raw with Alpha Pest Solutions.
Hey, Cindy. I love Cindy.
Yeah. Hey, Cindy. So, she is, does everything pests, and termite. And, if you got moisture or fungus, she'll help you out in that area. She is the only lady in the area that has a license to kill. So, just keep that in mind. And we also have Michael Davenport with CVP Custom Windows and Doors. He specializes in windows. Their manufacturing plant here is in Newport News. They have a fantastic facility with some of the best automation systems out there for getting your window ordered to an exact size down to the 16th. I've been using him for since 2000, and they just got a fantastic product, a great team, and they service you well. My name is Albin with Albin Co., and we specialize in remodels, kitchens, baths. We'll do whole home renovations, additions, and even new home construction. Our lines are open. You can call us at 757-627-7979. That's 757-627-7979. If you do call in, you got a question, and you're going to get a coffee card. So we have right now, we have a sponsor. It is Column 15. And they've got 2 locations, Williamsburg, Newport News. Again, that's Column 15. They thanks guys for supporting the show, and we're looking forward to giving away some of your coffee so people can find out more about you. Lamont, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, so my name is Lamont Page. I've been with Worley's for about 6 years now. I've been in the trades for over a decade. I absolutely love what I do. It's something that I really have a passion for. So when I wake up in the morning, it doesn't feel like work to me. I like solving problems, and I get to play detective here, which is really cool. So I really enjoy it. I mainly specialize in service, even though I've been in many aspects of the job, from service to sales to install to I've done a little plumbing, a little electrical. But one thing I said when I was hired here by Chuck was that I do not want to do plumbing. I don't want to do electrical, because I love the aspect of being able to figure out what's going on with the system, do sequence of operations, and being able to pinpoint exactly what it is and get the customer taken care of. So as we move into the heating season, this is a very difficult time for us because in the morning time, we'll be dealing with no heat calls. And then as the system starts to run, and as we start to get later in the day, with Virginia weather, we'll be running into no AC calls. So
lovely weather, isn't it?
I'm telling you,
that weird time of year.
It's weird because you can kind of keep your windows open for a bit. And then you're closing them by the end of the day.
You're walking out with layers on and you're peeling them through the day, right?
Yeah.
So I forgot to introduce Worley Home Services properly. So we again, Chuck Worley Home Services. He's the founder of the show. They do plumbing, heating, electrical, HVAC. They do wells, crawl space encapsulation, spray foam, and also do geothermal wells in specific. I don't know if they, I guess they do both wells and geothermal.
Well, and
so
geothermal,
so tell me, do you have any, when you say there's a tough time between like the system, what do you call it? A no heat call?
Yeah. So no heat call is basically a customer doesn't have heat. So we'll deal with that early in the morning, and then towards the end of the day, there'll be no AC calls.
And those are related or not? Still a Freon issue, or are they kind of dissimilar in the sense of what the reason?
So if you have a heat pump, those systems are going to be using refrigerant all the time. So Freon all the time.
Yeah.
No matter what season it is. And then you have different forms of heat. So dual fuel units, which is gas furnace. It could be gas furnace heat pump. It could be propane heat pump. It could be oil heat pump in regards to dual fuel. Or you could have a combi unit that does your baseboard heating with a water heater, like a traditional tankless water heater. But it does a combination of both your heating and your domestic hot water.
Okay. So when it comes to the no heat systems, I'm just struggling to think that we're not like in the severe cold weather. So why would there be a no heat issue like right now?
A lot of times, customers who don't have maintenance, or they don't really go through maintenance year over year. If they have a gas furnace and they go to fire the system off, they could be experiencing an issue where the gas pressure may be a little too high. The system may be cycling on and off because it's getting to temperature too fast. It could be a dirty filter. It could be collapsed ductwork, or it could be something as simple as a flame sensor that needs to be cleaned.
Do you have any, are there a lot of calls on people where you're trying to be like ultra conservative with their power bill, so they like drop it way low during the night, and
Yeah.
they don't have enough recovery time in the morning to get it up like to a certain temperature.
Yeah, that can happen as well.
Mhm.
I'm a prime example of that. I do that same thing. I'll dial everything back to about 65 at night, and then
Mhm.
I get up at around 6:30 or so, and then my wife will get up at a 7:30 and kick everything up to 75 and expect it to get there in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It just doesn't
What's the
happen.
recovery time? Typically, I
Um,
mean, I guess that really depends on how cold it is outside, right?
yeah, it depends on how cold the system is, but it also depends on how efficient the system is as well. If you have windows and doors that are creaking, letting air in, sometimes you can wait a little while before it'll get there. I mean, a very tight house can be very comfortable in about 30 minutes to maybe an hour or so, but you're not going to hit that set temperature unless you want to get it to something,
we kind of
very
just
incremental.
leave our system, at one setting. I guess
What
it's
is
kind
that?
of a lazy setting. I think around 70. What is it? 60. Probably about 74. We run it probably
Oh, wow.
kind of
Okay.
hot. Is that
Yeah, that's
hot,
pretty
right?
hot. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah. So, but anyways, one of the questions I have with that is, well, for those that are listening right now, maybe they're new to, first time home buyers. They just now got a house, and they got that first power bill, and they're like freaking out. The party's over in a sense that now you're not under mom and dad's roof, and they're not the ones paying the bill. And then all of a sudden you're like, hey, I can put this temperature wherever I want.
Yeah.
And then you realize, maybe I don't want it that high. Is there any suggestions to that crowd? Because we're here helping them out. What kind of difference, like, does 1 degree give you, like, percentage wise in your power bill, or anything like that? Do you have any input on that? Or
So it really depends on the medium that you're using to heat and cool.
okay.
So
Yeah, that's true.
Your heat pump is obviously going to give you the most efficient way of getting that space either heated or cooled. However, it is going to cost you more. So heat strips, I mean, just imagine if you have a heat pump.
You're talking about backup heat strips?
Yeah, your heat strips. So they're designed to help that system get to that set point temperature extremely fast. But
which is going to be costly.
It's going to be very costly. Yeah. So just imagine you have 3 toaster ovens plugged in at the same time with air blowing across them.
Yeah.
Right. So that's basically what your heater kit is. For somebody with that, really, it's not really much you can do in regards to what the system is doing, because the system is designed to do what it's going to do.
The recovery unit's just your, like, the recovery gap, like, if you only have to come up a degree, the emergency heat wouldn't really kick on. Right? So what is the gap usually?
So typically it's about 2 to 3 degrees. So if your set point temperature is 75 and it's 72 in the house, most Honeywell thermostats, which is what most people have, if they do have an auxiliary heat option, they will kick on auxiliary heat at over 2 degrees. And then as soon as it gets back down to that 74 degree mark, it should kick back into the heat pump. But now we have smart thermostats, which will allow the system to run at a much longer time without actually engaging the heat strips, which is going to save you a little bit of money.
So there's just some kind of setting in there that says, hey, do you want to wait? Do you want a slower recovery time, or do you want it to be really fast?
I think they're kind of built in now. So like with Nest and the Ecobee, these thermostats are designed to save you money. So they're not even going to tell you that it's done.
Okay.
Yeah. You have to actually go in and manually change it for a comfort setting as opposed to discount savings.
Eco setting or whatever. So for those that are just now listening, so what if you're kind of new to the home ownership thing, and you're not well versed in this area, your system comes, we're just going to go with the heat pump situation, because I mean, would you say that's like what, 80% of the market? Or
so here in Virginia, I would say maybe 40 to 50%.
40, 50 mark.
Yeah,
okay.
I think gas furnaces for heat, there's a huge market for that. And I think we got about 10% for alternative fuel. So things like diesel fuel or oil burners.
So there's this, I guess there's this 40% little market that might be listening regarding this.
Yeah.
For those that you have gas, this is not a problem for you. The recovery is going to be super fast, right?
Super fast, yeah.
So, but for those that have the heat pump system, if you're not aware, when we were talking about the heat strips, were those required at one point, right? So
they were. They're not required now.
Yeah. So the newer units, because of the variable speeds, and
they still have them, but there's an option to not have them installed. You can have an air handler with just a straight heat pump. Which that does okay. You do want to have the heat strips in the event that the heat pump does fail.
I would suggest having them
because
there are plenty of times where that system just doesn't work, and those heat strips really will save you in a pinch.
And there's also when the heat pump is running, the system has to go into defrost, and you don't want cold air blowing on you. So that's another reason why the heat strips are important, because it does allow the system to maintain heat while the system is actually defrosting the outdoor unit. So one thing I would probably stress for anybody who has a heat pump is to get maintenance done. That maintenance for a heat pump is extremely important, because if the system is not clean, it's not going to operate efficiently. So you'll see your power bill increase because the system just can't keep up. So you're going to use more auxiliary heat than your actual heat pump itself.
It's like maintaining a car. It needs a little TLC, and Worley Home Services can help you out with that. Just for those that are tuning in, or even because I haven't really mentioned it, the reason for this show is for you guys. We're here as a public service to help you guys on little things that might be going on in your house. The lines are open, 757-627-7979. If you are bashful or don't want to be on the radio show by calling in, we can take your questions offline. That number is 757-955-9415. That's 757-955-9415. Just text or call to that number, and we'll get back to you off air. So, but we're here for your services. Just remember, if you're calling in, you got a little problem and something going on, you're helping everybody else out too, because the problem you're running into is a problem that a lot of other people probably have, and they're maybe not thinking about that problem right now, but as soon as you call in, they're gonna be like, I'm gonna listen. So my name is Albin with Albin Co. We're gonna go to a small break here in a second. Just want to mention we've got Michael Davenport with CVP. We've got Jack Keller with Legacy Painting, and we have Cindy Raw with Alpha Pest Solution. We got Lamont here. He is representing Worley Home Service today, and we're going to be back in just a minute. And we're going to go to a hard break, and we'll be back. Hi, this is Albin with Albin Co. bringing in the House Whisperer show. We are here doing the Ask the Expert show. We are here to answer questions about your home. If you got some issues going on, change in season, you got something in, bubbling up in the ground, or something in the crawl space, something in the house or in the walls, something on the roof, anything we can help you with, we're here to help and try to solve that problem for you or help you through it, for all those DIY listeners. Or we can help you by coming out and analyzing the situation ourselves. So give us a call. The number to reach, the lines are open, 757-627-7979. That's 757-627-7979. Or you can text to 757-955-9415. You can either text or call there, leave your comments. We'll help you offline. My name is Albin with Albin Co. We specialize in remodels, kitchens, baths, additions. If you got some structural issues, we can help you with that. You want to do a remodel or even a new house, we can help you there. We have Michael Davenport with CVP Custom Windows and Doors. They specialize in supplying windows, doors. They're local to the area, and I've been using them for 25 years now. And yeah, we've got a long-standing relationship there, and they do fantastic work. They service you well. There's Cindy Raw with Alpha Pest Solutions, and she does crawl space work. If you needed somebody to come in there and spray for fungus or mold, or you got some termite issues, rodent issues, so she'll help you with that. So Cindy with Alpha Pest Solutions. And then we have Jack with Legacy Painting. He'll help you with all your paint needs. He'll paint the walls, ceilings, exterior decks. He's got a highly specialized team that he's developed that will help you in whatever paint needs you have.
All right. Hey, I do have a question for you, Alvin. I'm a bit of a DIYer myself, and I have a few projects that have been laying around my house for like the last 2-3 years because I see YouTube and it looks so easy on YouTube. And then
Doesn't it?
I got to open up a wall or open up pull a piece of carpet, and it's like, this is going to take way longer than 6 months.
Yeah. And then, of course, you got that you're working full time at the same time, right?
Yeah. So I try to give myself about 6 months to do a project because, with the kids and with the work that I do, it's just, I really only find the time maybe once or twice a month. But is it more beneficial for somebody to consult you first before they try to do a DIY project, or like, how does that process work?
Yeah. So, great question. We're going to hold on to that question and come back to you because we got a caller. And so we don't want to put them on hold for too long. So we have Kevin in Virginia Beach. He's got a question for us. Hey, Kevin, how are you tonight?
I'm doing well, sir. How are you?
We're doing fantastic. Thank you for calling.
Awesome. So much like the gentleman that was just speaking, I am a DIYer. And I come home from work every day, and the list of things to do from my wife grows daily. One of the things on my list is to paint the trim. However, I have gutters that are color matched. So painting trim, doing all the things, which much like the gentleman that was just speaking, will take 6 months. In a perfect world, it would take 2 days. But when I go to try to color match gutters, like, what's the best way to match my gutters to my trim, paint-wise?
Yeah. So the problem is sometimes when you go into Sherwin or you go to the paint stores, whatever, they all have a way to color match that. Gutters are kind of big. It's kind of hard to grab those and pull them in there. But if you take the 90-degree elbow off the bottom, they could probably get it pretty close. And then on the back side of that color matched gutter, they could put a swath of paint on the back of it, and then put a blower to it, a blow dryer to it, and see how well it matches to the gutters. That would be probably the first way I would attack that, is just 2 screws, most likely 1/4 inch ratchets that you're going to need for that. A 1/4 inch driver, if you just pull out the Phillips head screw out of the extension, that will most likely fit that screw head. Be careful, those screws will fall, and once they fall, they're gone. So that will be one of your whole project, is finding those 2 screws. So just pull that off, take it in. Be sure to put it back because it'll be on your to-do list if you don't put it back. So
and the whole process, according to my wife, would probably take about 20 minutes. But yes, understood.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I think that would be a good way to approach it. So your trim currently does not match your gutters. Is that what you're saying?
No, it does, and she wants to change the trim color, which means I have to change the gutter color. So I've got to paint the gutter.
We're going the other direction. So you wanna match.
Yeah.
Okay. So well, if you're changing the trim color, then you already know the color, right? Is that, maybe I'm misunderstanding what you're saying?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's the inverse of the question you thought I was asking. Correct.
Yeah, go ahead. And so you're saying, tell me what the question is. I totally missed it.
So let's say this: I've got burgundy trim, burgundy gutters. She wants to go black trim, black gutters, but there's nothing wrong with my gutters. So I need to make the gutters match my trim. But painting trim and painting gutters are two different animals.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. You got a whole nother level of process there to make sure the paint bonds to the trim, or to the paint bonds to the gutter. So, but going in Sherwin-Williams, they're going to help you through that process to make sure you get the right primer and prep for that. You have a sprayer?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Well, yeah, that should be a project that you can tackle for sure. You're going to have to put sound. I would do it on a non-windy day, and figure out either how to suspend those in the yard, or put them down on some type of heavy plastic, because if you put it on anything thin when you're spraying, it's just going to blow holes in that plastic, or be a mess. It'll just, you got to have some way to maybe put it up on some sacrificial 2x4s or something like that, to put the plastic down first, the 2x4s on top of that, so the wind's not catching that plastic and doing crazy stuff with it. And then get you a probably like a 2-inch fan. Maybe so when you're reading your tips, are you familiar with your spray gun at all, or can I expound on what size tip you might need on that?
Yeah, expand, please.
Okay, so the tips, the first number is going to represent, and if you're a painter, you can tell me if I get this screwed up, but you have two numbers. One is going to be the orifice size of the paint coming out, and one of the other numbers, I think the orifice size is represented by two letters or two numbers. So I think the first number, if you double it, is the actual fan width. So for instance, I shoot, sometimes I'll shoot with the 12, or a 10, and that's going to be double. That'd be a 20-inch fan. You have to have a very big sprayer to handle that tip. But you probably want to have something around the 2 to 3 fan width, because if you have anything bigger than that, you're just going to be wasting paint. It's going to be spraying into the air. So the fan size is really important there. You want to make sure that whatever you're spraying, the paint is getting on the product. And you want to start with a moving hand. You're going to start moving, pull the trigger, and then release the trigger, but still moving your hand. Never start by aiming at the product and pulling that trigger, because you're just going to glob it on there. If you got a fancy gun and start spitting on you or blocks up, most of the tips now are reversible, so you can take and stop on the trigger pull, keep your finger off the trigger, spin it around, and then find a little spot. We usually use a bucket or something like that, and just give it a little spritz with your finger, pull the trigger. It'll clear there's self-cleaning tips is what they call them, and then, or reversible self-cleaning tips. And then once you clean that out, you can spin it back around, shoot it. Always be sure that you clean it after you're done. Don't leave paint in it. Make sure, probably the biggest process in paint is to make sure that you clean your sprayer, put it away clean. Run some water through it. If you're using a water-based paint, run the water through that and clean it out thoroughly. You should get a nice clear water out of that gun before you actually continue down that road, and then put it away. There are some oils that you can put on. It really depends on what type of you need to read your instructions when you start getting into the nuts and bolts of those little cleaning processes.
Pump armor
afterwards. Pump armor. That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
Yeah, so you want to put the pump armor in there. You don't really want to store it long term. Don't put it in your shed. Don't store your paint sprayers in the sheds. You want to make sure they're in a environment where the water in there will not freeze. I do recommend RV antifreeze is what I use. It's kind of a trick that I've learned. Instead of using the pump armor, it's a lot cheaper than using the pump armor. It's about the same thing from what I understand, and it's worked for me for years.
Very nice.
I got another caller coming in. Kevin, I hope you have a great time with your project, and I hope it doesn't take you months. So
thank you, sir.
best of luck to you on that. So we have another caller. So we got Mary in Chesapeake has got a snake question. Hey, Mary.
Yes, it's Mary Ann.
Hey, how are you, Mary Ann?
I'm good, and you?
We're doing great here. So, tell us a little bit about your pet snake.
Well, I've lived in my house for quite a while, 20 some years, and I've never had this happen before. But we do have a lot of animals around our neighborhood. But anyway, so I just sat down on my sofa. It happened about this time last year, just around between the middle of September and the end of September. So I was sitting on my sofa. I just engaged in a phone call, and I was on the call with someone, and I'm looking straight across the room at my fireplace, and I see the snake coming out. I have glass doors that close, that enclose the fireplace, and they have little louvers at the top. Metal louvers, and it was coming out the louvers, and it kept coming out until it finally got all the way out. It was about 6 feet long, and it stretched itself out all the way across the mantle, the bottom of the mantle, and scared me to death because I live alone, and I didn't know what to do. So I screamed while I was on the phone with the gentleman, and he says, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" And I said, "There's a snake in my house." So anyway, then I was trying to call 911, and I was so nervous. I already had my cell phone in my hand because I was talking to him on my cell phone, but I was so nervous it took me about 10 minutes because I was shaking so bad, and I couldn't figure out how to get off the call with him and call 911, but I finally managed that. And they said it would take about 40 minutes to get out to me, and I was so scared. And again, I had to keep my eye on the snake because I don't want it to, if I go out of the house, then I'll never know where it is. But anyway,
wow,
so I was just wondering,
situation.
they still don't know. I had some people come out, the chimney people. I thought it came down the chimney because I could hear some rattling, like inside my fireplace. A couple of days, or at least the day before it happened, I could hear something in there rattling, the metal box. But they said, no, it didn't come down from there. They checked the top of the fireplace and the stuff that's around there. They said, no, it couldn't have gotten in that way. It must have come from underground. So I don't know how it got in there from underground, but I'm just curious if anybody's had this situation because I still don't know.
I currently can think of is, and I'm sorry that you had to go through that. Is it a black snake? Was that what type of snake it was?
It was. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It was a long black snake.
Black snakes, they're my friend because they actually do help out. But sometimes you don't want friends that close. So that was not a good situation.
Yeah.
But what I'll say is I think on certain how old is your house?
26 years this year. Yeah, I moved into it brand new.
Do you have a ashtray removal area in that fireplace? Like a way to open a door on the outside to remove the ashes?
Oh no, it's actually not. It's not a wood burning. It's
it's
electric.
Gas? Electric or gas or okay?
Or gas. Gas. Sorry.
Yeah. So, does this have a like a faux brick around it? Is it built out away from the wall?
You mean on the outside?
No, on the inside, do you have is it a stone fireplace? Is it just an insert in drywall? What does this look like on the inside? I just need a little bit more information.
It's an insert in drywall, and then it has glass doors in front of it.
Okay. Well, I was just trying to figure out, there may be, because of the way the insert into the wall is, there's usually a chase around it. You got like this other structures that are kind of enclosing it. I'm sure it just doesn't sit in the wall and you can't walk around to the backside and see the insert in the wall. So there's probably some type of enclosure, whether it be on the exterior wall or interior wall. And sometimes the way those are framed, yeah, the framer may not have taken much care in making sure to seal that up.
Yeah.
And it could be air leaks there and definitely holes big enough for snakes to get in there. They can definitely get in tight spots.
Yeah, I've seen them in crawl spaces get through where gas lines are going, where the gas lines should be completely sealed and it's not, that maybe the insulation's been pulled away or whatever, but
they don't need a big hole.
Yeah, they don't need a big hole.
So just even the smallest of holes, I would, if you had somebody check, maybe you got a friend that's willing to crawl up all the way back in there, and take some. I like to use Brillo pad or whatever, fill the hole up with Brillo pad, because the Brillo pad's going to be something that rodents don't like to chew on. And then you can mix that in with some spray foam or something like that. And I would use like a fire block spray foam on that or something to that nature. But I do appreciate your call. That's kind of our best solution we can come up with in such short amount of time. And go ahead, Lamont.
And Miss Marianne, if you want to give us a call and we can take a look at the crawl space and see what needs to be sealed up. We offer crawl space encapsulation, so we can actually go in and see if there are spaces where, rodents can get in or snakes can get in, and we can look at trying to get that closed up for you.
We have one more caller right now, and we're running low on time. So Mary Ann, thank you for calling in, and best of luck to you. So we got just a couple more minutes. We have a caller, Rich, in Elizabeth City. Hey, Rich, how are you?
Just fine. I'll give you a real quick one then. I have a vent in my bathroom that I can't get to stop dripping. Air conditioning vent and the roof of the bathroom of my upstairs. And I've packed it with insulation, and that didn't seem to work. So I went and dug it all out, and I sprayed foamed it, and that's not working. I was wondering, should I consider maybe changing that metal vent to plastic or something, find something else altogether, or it goes from the bathroom to the attic, though?
Well, most of the time, and Chuck's the one that taught me this, and I've used this term in the past. I think it's called the venturi effect, where you have, sounds like you've kind of got potentially air moving past the duct, meaning it's circumventing, or should I say it's bringing in air from the attic and mixing the hot air with the cold air, and that's causing condensation there. So you want to make sure that you're sealing right there at the duct in the ceiling level. And then, of course, it sounds like you took care of the insulation and packing around. The other thing I can think of is that the unit is very nearby. Was it possible that if the unit was really nearby and there was another issue, like an underlying issue?
The air handlers, it's the shortest vent from the air handler.
Okay, so Lamont's probably got some information on that, but we only have about 1 minute.
Well, no, I think that's it too. And the bathroom is going to hold more humidity than anything else. So, I mean, you're going to have that cold register just dripping that way. So pull that register down, take some silicone and beat the silicone around the outside of the register, and then you can go ahead and replace it if it is rusting out, but silicone the inside and just put a little bead of caulking on the outside as well, just to make sure that it's not condensating with the gap that exists there between the metal and the drywall.
So Lamont, I'm sorry we didn't get to your questions, but we're out of time. So we are going to introduce ourselves. My name is Albin with Albin Co. We specialize in remodels. We got Jack Keller with Legacy Painting. He is hot on it for paint. Chuck Worley, he knocks it out of the park in the Worley Home Services. And then we have Alpha Pest Solutions, Cindy Raw. She does a great job there. So we have just a little bit more time. I'm getting a little signal here. We got just a second maybe to address Lamont. So Lamont, I would say if you you need some advice, give me a call. If you guys, somebody DIY out there, we got the 955-9415. You can reach out and say, hey, I'm gonna tackle a project, and maybe there be, we can give you a little information like we have done some people tonight, to connect you and with you, and maybe give you a little bit of support for, give you a little bit of DIY love, So, we're all doing DIY stuff out there, and we'd love to help you out there. So, hey, thanks for all those that are listening, and for all the callers. And you guys will be getting your coffee card from Column 15. And we give us a call or text at 955-9415. We appreciate you listening, and I hope you all have a great night.
And thanks for inviting me. It's been fun.
Yeah, Lamont. Great.
Yeah.
All right. Take care, guys.
The preceding program was sponsored and paid for by Worley Home Services, who's entirely responsible for its content.